but he wasn't on a bridge or anything. He was at a table with me, and he told me that he planned to kill himself. Hey, welcome back, dreamers. We are back with another episode of Let's Dream Podcast. This will be episode 39, and I'm your host, Lee, and we always have
Casey Lucid. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, I hope everyone's doing well, having a great, wonderful day. Alright, so today, we're going to be reading out some dreams and doing a little bit of interpretations on them. We want to let the listeners know that these dreams are very personal, and we have no idea what the user is like. So it'll be mostly for entertainment. It's probably not accurate, just a forewarning, and I hope you all enjoy it.
Yeah, and just keep in mind, anybody can always send us dreams if they want them to be interpreted, but it's just our opinion. Obviously, we don't know these people, but it's always interesting to hear another person's point of view, because it may help a person gain better insight to their own dream.
Alright, and so let's start off with the first one, Casey.
Okay, so this dreamer, they say, appearance of a moon goddess. The dream goes, I had a dream last night where a goddess appeared against a purple backdrop. Her skin was white as snow with shimmery silver lumen. She was relaxed and I felt very peaceful in her presence. She had like a maternal or nurturing presence that was healing. I just remember thinking in my dreams, she's the moon goddess. The only thing I've encountered in real life is this anime I watched that had this lunar priestess and her outfit was white and purple. But I haven't been thinking about that anime in the past few days. I'm an INFP female in her 30s. And INFP stands for introverted, intuitive feeling and prospecting. Okay, so, well, I mean, as far as I can tell, the whole feeling of the dream was very peaceful and very kind of like serene from what I gather. What do you think, Lee?
So she says that she's an INFP, which kind of gives us a little kind of insight on her kind of personality trait. And I think it's this kind of nurturing feeling is very present in women. Okay.
I mean, it could be in men too, but I would say it's dominant in women, yeah.
It's definitely more common in women.
I like that she says that she was relaxed and felt very peaceful in her presence. So I don't know, maybe as far as like the interpretation of this, maybe there's kind of like a matriarch or like a character of some sort like that in her life that maybe makes her feel that way, or someone that they've encountered recently that maybe makes her feel that way. Or
yeah, so I agree that something in her life is going on that makes her feel nice, peaceful, relaxed. So do you think it's a person or like a thing?
I don't know, it could be either or, like an activity could make you feel that way. Like my fiance often says that she feels kind of like that with her gardening, which I can understand that. But it also could be something that they're striving for, okay, so in the dream last night, the goddess appeared against a purple backdrop. So the only thing that I know about the color purple is that it's the most relaxing color out of all the colors. That's why sometimes in insane asylums or the psych wards will have like purple colors on the inside. But it is a very relaxing color, so is it something that she's striving for? It's because it sounds very like a moon goddess. So usually a deity is something that you look up to. So is she looking up to that? Is she striving for that? Or either way.
So it's possible if your current condition is like you're under duress or stress, this is something that your body's telling you to like go towards, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah, I would say those are both good scenarios. Either, like aiming for that or having someone like that in your life that you look up to. They both seem like good things.
And so part of the prospecting personality, it is, they tend to figure things out as they go, meaning that they have plenty of flexibility. They're not really strict on schedules per se.
Okay.
So I think this kind of personality trait fits with the dream. And so it's like, they might feel it first, have this feeling first, before they logically know that they are in this place. And perhaps this dream's telling them, hey, maybe you're doing something right and you're getting closer to this divine feeling of the moon goddess, you know?
Oh, I like that. Yeah. Because sometimes, okay, like I know that I do this, and I know a lot of people do this too. It's like, you know, you're at home and everything's good, but in your head, you know, you start having like the negative thoughts playing, and then like you start getting like stressed out. And it's like, hey, relax, you know, things are good.
Yeah.
Cool. And this was submitted by user Snowstar789. So I hope you found that interpretation useful, Snowstar.
Yeah, and we would love to hear what you think of what we said too. Hopefully in the comments of the post in the future, whatever that may be. Okay, so the next one is from user MangoGR. This person had a dream where they were decapitated in some kind of ritual, and their head was sewn back on. In the dream, I was with my mom, and she was walking me to the altar to get my head cut off. It was like this was a rite of passage or something. And for the rest of the dream, even in another dream that night, or was it just one long dream, I felt the place where I was cut. It had a bandage or cloth wrapped around it.
Okay.
I would say this dream definitely has something to do with like some sort of growth.
Yeah.
A very painful growth, which usually growth like comes with.
True. I mean, yeah, that's life, you know. But I like the way that their dream presented the whole concept. It's like, this can be painful and like frightening, but you're fine afterwards. You know, it kind of reminds me of like when you're a kid and you go to the doctor, you know, it's like, oh, you got to get this injection or something. And it's like, I don't want to go. And it's like a whole fiasco. And then like you go and you get it and it's done. And it's like, oh, I guess I'm fine. Oh, yeah, everything's good.
Yeah. I would say I would agree with that, but also this person, their attention to the details about the bandage or cloth stands out to me because, you know, after a doctor's like, oh, okay, I got a bandage, I'm okay, I can go along with my day. But, you know, this is like a dream where it's like all weird and stuff.
Yeah.
So I feel like the cloth has significance where it's like, hey, you went through this like growth period, probably from an authority figure.
Yeah.
And even though maybe you haven't actually gone through it in you know, the waking life just yet, and the cloth kind of represents that mysterious unknown. Like, so is there something under it? Did you really go through it?
Ooh, I like that.
What happens if you unbind it? Is there going to be something there? And I think that's what's actually the scariest part of the whole thing, right?
Well, okay, so that has a double meaning too, though. It's kind of like the event itself is actually not that bad, but it's like, let's say, like if you're scarred or you're worried about being scarred by something, then once you go through it and it's all said and done, and then you think about it and it's like, so that didn't actually happen. The event happened, but it wasn't what you thought it was going to be. So the thing that you were thinking about didn't actually happen. So it's
yeah, exactly. So like, how many times when you're like trying to do something new, right?
Yeah.
You're trying to do something out there, way out of your comfort zone, and your anxiety is just running, right?
Yeah.
And I can see this dream like interpreting that anxiety to getting your head cut off, right?
Yeah.
Like if I'm talking in front of a bunch of people, oh man, what if I fart in front of these people and it gets caught on the mic or something? You know, it's like, it's terrifying.
Yeah, exactly.
And dreams just have this beautiful way of like cutting off your head and telling you, hey,
it's okay,
maybe this is the way.
That's great. Yeah. It's okay, man. Chill. It's just, you know, getting your head cut off.
Yeah. It's not that bad, maybe, possibly. Who knows? You just got to get through it and unwrap that cloth and see what happens.
Nice. Okay, and let's see. The next one is by user Davicar7. A horse that talks to me through telepathy. I dreamt I was riding a horse, and while we were going across a deep water passage, we separate, and I left him alone. Then I knew in some way that he would get upset with me, but once he reached the other side, I was worried about him, and he told me through telepathy that he doesn't want to be left alone with a little bit of sadness. What does it mean? Oh boy, that's a sad dream.
Yeah. How sad is it to you?
I mean, I don't know. It's just, you know, like horses are kind of like majestic creatures, so it's kind of like, I don't know, like it sounds to me like they were going through something difficult and then they just had to separate for whatever reason from this other person or thing or whatever it is. You know, like the horse could be either something that they're used to, whether it's a job that gets them through like financial hurdles, or an actual car or a person. Could represent a lot of things, but it's basically something that they clearly felt like they needed to get through somewhere. But
like a crutch.
Right, exactly. Like a crutch or a tool, or whether it's a philosophy or something. It was something that they were using to get to a place that, this is like they were crossing deep water. So that could have been like a difficult task, whether it's using a person or a tool or something to cross to get through a difficult situation. But then they had to leave that thing or person and to get to where they need to be. So yeah, obviously there would be some sadness there, especially if that thing or person, I'm guessing it's a person, didn't want to be left. That's how I see it. What do you think?
Yeah. So I really like how you allude to like real life things, like a car or like an actual like real life objects. And I can agree with that. And especially like what you said about the deep waters, there's like a lot of stuff that they need this object or idea to get past.
Yeah.
My attention brings me to kind of near the last part where, well, mostly that the horse is telepathic and they're like talking to each other.
Yeah. That's what leads me to think it's a person.
Not only that, but I get the feeling that it's probably themselves. They're leaving behind a part of themselves which has up till now, maybe they need to get rid of it or kind of grow beyond it to have some self-reflection or growth, whatever you may want. And it's it is sad because it has gotten them this far in life,
I don't know why, but I just had like a really stupid but kind of funny thought. It's like, so people can actually talk telepathically if they're talking to themselves. If you think about it, really.
Honestly, so there's this like weird condition people have. This is a tangent, but there's this condition where some people don't actually have an inner monologue.
Huh. And they can like speak and articulate sentences.
Yeah, but I think an easy example is like when you're reading something, you kind of hear that reading voice in your head.
Yeah.
They don't have that. They just read. And they actually don't, if I remember correctly, they don't actually visualize stuff either in their minds.
Wow.
And so this inner monologue is just not there.
Whoa. I didn't know that.
I forgot what that condition is called, but it's a thing. And some people are actually freaked out. Not only that, but some people are actually freaked out that they have an inner dialogue.
Okay, cool. I mean, no, that's really, really cool. Like, to me, that's like a Zen master. Like, that person is so in the moment, and they just like don't have anything.
Yeah. So what you just said about like being telepathic to yourself, like that actually has a little bit of weight.
I was just trying to be funny, but cool. Thanks.
So, David Carr 7, what does it mean? Short answer, we don't know. Long answer, maybe you can help us get there. And maybe some of what we said kind of helped you think about yourself as well.
Nice.
So, for the last kind of like dream interpretation we're trying out is from user Dr. Dre 4. So they had this dream very recently. Their title was Last Night's Dream. They mentioned that this is going to be kind of dark, but I had a dream that I was with a random guy and I was trying to stop him from killing himself, but he wasn't on a bridge or anything. He was at a table with me and he told me that he planned to kill himself and I was just basically trying to deter him from doing so. What does this mean? I feel like this is pretty on the nose. I don't know your real life current situation, but I feel like this definitely is some part of you telling yourself that, hey, something drastic might be happening, or this is all like a weird dream and it has nothing to do with anything.
So actually you bring up a good point. So I do strongly believe that not all dreams have meanings. They can be just random chaos. Just like not every event in life has a deep meaning, you know, like it can just be random chaos, you know. But yeah, I mean, I just agree with everything you said.
Yeah. So for the sake of trying to like analyze his dream, right? There's a random guy. Presumably you have no attachment to this person, but speaking about your character, you are trying to deter himself from his plan. And it sounds like you're very, you know, that's a noble act, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well, so it doesn't have to be like, it doesn't have to be them actually killing themselves, you know, like
yeah.
it could be the person just trying to talk like themselves out of like it could be something that they're trying to give up in real life, like I don't want to do karate lessons on Thursday anymore or something like that. It's like, no, don't do that. That's a part of you that's like, you know, that's a deep part of you.
Yeah. So you're saying like a very big part of their identity,
right,
is probably going away soon in some way.
Right. So that's a possibility.
Okay. And so you're trying to deter this person, the random guy in the dream, from doing so. So is it hard to let go of something? Possibly?
Possibly, yeah. Or it could be, let me see. Let me just, I'm just going to take a look at it again. Random guy trying to kill himself. He wasn't on a bridge or anything. He was at the table with me and told me that he was playing. So it seems like a very formal situation, not an emotional one.
Yeah, they're at a table in a dialogue. This random guy's like, hey Casey, you don't know me, but here's my plan to kill myself.
Yeah. So, like, if it was me, like, if I became lucid in that moment in the dream, I would ask the dream character, okay, well, why? You know? And it's like, you're gonna die anyway. Might as well just, you know, see how this all plays out. That's my logic. Whenever anybody wants to kill themselves, that's my logic. Because it's not always rational, though, you know?
It's never rational.
It's never rational. But yeah, so I don't know, like, it could be just, you know, like, it could be a friend going away. It could be a part of themselves that they don't want to lose. That's how I see it.
Yeah. Yeah, so I assume that, you know, this mention is kind of dark. I assume that, makes me think that they don't usually deal with these type of things, right? And it seems, and I, you know, this is from like a sentence, but I assume everything is okay in real life. So I don't think, if at the very least, if you're surrounded, your environment is okay, and, you know, you check up on your loved ones, make sure they're doing okay, this is probably a dream. Just like, it's not telling you that someone's actually gonna, you know, off themselves. At the very least, I would check that part first.
Yeah. Either way, though, it's interesting. It's a very interesting dream because it seems like you wouldn't think that to be a situation where it's so, like, I don't know, formal, like where they sit down and they have a discussion about it. Like, usually it's like, it's almost like sitting down and it's like, hey mom, I'm gonna move out of the house. Like, you know, like you sit down and you're having a discussion and it's like, hey buddy, I'm gonna off myself. And it's like, well, you can't just say that.
Yeah. So this is us trying a different thing, and we kind of did our best. We'd like to know what you think, if it sounds plausible, or you have your own thoughts on what we said about these dreams, or whatever these dreams might mean to you. We would love to hear it, and let us know down in the comments.
Sounds good. We appreciate you listening to the podcast, everybody. And keep in mind, we do have our own subreddit where you can post dreams or stories that you want interpreted, or dreams that you just want to share and read out loud on the podcast. And also, we do have we post a lot of the art and animations, things like that on the YouTube channel. And as always, we appreciate your time, and we will see you next time.